See, this probably is the right time, because if you see, especially post-COVID, the whole world is recognizing the importance of India, the growth of India. The GDP, if you see, consistently at 6.5%, 7% is much higher than the global peers. And also in terms of Hyundai, if you see, now we are expanding with the Pune plant, the capacity addition of 250,000. So we believe this is just the right time, for the next phase of Hyundai's growth in India. And probably like we said, probably IPO is really a very good stepping stone to that next phase.
If you see competition, your biggest competitor is Maruti Suzuki. How are you looking to close in the gap in terms of both your output and your financial metrics with Maruti?
So if you see, like I said, we have been continuously on a growth path in India. We have our own strategy. If you see, the strategy is based on really launching some benchmark products in India, using strong parentage of HMC to raise the benchmarks in whatever segment we come into. Like I said, whether it was the Creta or the Venue or the Exter or the even with the Ioniq 5. So we'll intend to continue that path. The second is, of course, the premiumization. If you see, on one hand, our SUV penetration contribution to our volumes is at a very healthy 68%. Much higher than the industry penetration. Then also we sell, much higher trims, So we believe in quality of growth, that growing along with in volume, in profits as well, so that it is more sustainable. We have a very strong domestic and export mix. If you see at 80-20, over the last 28 years, we have got so much love and affection from the people of India. We believe in really having that India connect. So going forward, we believe with the capacity addition, world-class manufacturing facilities and quality standards, global products but suited to Indian conditions, and of course looking at India and giving respect to the Indian market in terms of launching the products which the Indian customers want, will help us to really sustain our performance in the future as well.
And do you feel the transition to electric vehicles is now happening at a faster pace, given that nations globally have made a commitment to becoming net zero on their climate principles? In terms of your electric vehicles, what are your plans and what are the launches you're planning?
In terms of EV, India is the early stage of electrification. We are seeing that India EV is expected to grow strongly by 2030, led by the government's strong initiative and many OEMs EV focuses. The HMI has a strong access to the HMC's EV and battery technology, so we are developing an EV ecosystem in India. We are planning to launch 4 EV models across the mass and the premium segment, including our Creta EV Q4 this financial year. Also, we are localizing EV supply chain like the battery pack, drivetrain, and battery cell, etc. And also we are investing EV infrastructure as well.
In the overall offering mix, are there other launches you're also planning?
So look, we have always been ahead of the curve. If you see this year, we launched the Creta, the facelift of the Creta, which has really received a great response. We launched the Creta N-Line. Of course, last month we launched the Alcazar, which has really again got a great response. So we will always continue to see what are the opportunities that exist in the market and continue on this path of growth.
What's going to be your long-term goal and your strategy to create, now that you're getting listed, towards creating long-term shareholder value?
So if you see, we have always believed in really creating more value. We have believed in quality of growth. Going forward, I think the Pune plant will add capacity to us, which will really give us more headroom for expansion both in the domestic and the export market. We have a very strong cost optimization culture in the company, which helps us to really reduce costs going forward. The premiumization strategy, will continue to introduce more and more features. So one is, of course, the new models, of course, which we will launch. Also, new features, especially with infotainment, software-defined vehicles. So I think there is a whole lot of opportunity opportunities thanks to our parent HMC's very strong capabilities in the research and development. I think those are all will be handy tools, and along with our strong success in India over this past 26 plus years, we believe that we can really continue to create shareholder value going forward as well.
Hyundai should be an ideal case study when we look at the concept of Make in India. Now, you have a manufacturing hub in India. In terms of like your commitment to Make in India, what would that be? And do you think that's going to drive your market share, your outlook on market share?
So if you see, yes, right from the time we set foot in India, we have really given a lot of focus to Make in India for the world. We have really been, exports has been a very critical part of our strategy. And even today, if you see 80-20 domestic to export mix is very, very healthy. It gives us precious foreign exchange. It gives us a strong brand value as well. So we believe that, going forward as well, this concept of Make in India, and of course now with a new plant in Pune coming in, will really help us to grow sustainably in the future.
In terms of your financial metrics, like your revenues and your EBITDA, PAT, how do you see this year? You see improving on them this year? I mean, how would you see them ending the year?
So if you see for the financial year 24 ending, we had a revenue of about close to 70,000 crores. We had a EBITDA of 13% plus, which we believe is one of the industry best margins, not only in India, but even if you compare globally. The reason is very clear that we have a very strong SUV mix. Now the penetration at 68%, high premiumization, good domestic export mix, very high plant capacity utilization, very strong cost optimization structure. So we believe that as long as we are strong fundamentally, as long as we believe on these levers of growth and sustainable growth, we will continue to make efforts to really have good margins going forward as well.
The festive season is round the corner. So does Hyundai see this as an opportunity where you can boost your sales? What are your plans now in this phase of the year?
Absolutely. In fact, all of us look for the festive season, and this year, if you see in October, we have both the Navratras, the Shahra, as well as the Dhanteras as well. So this is going to be, it looks like a very, very good opportunity for all of us, not only Hyundai, for all the auto OEMs, and of course, other consumer durable players as well, to really increase sales. So we are really looking at it with a lot of optimism. And the start, of course, has been extremely good. The first 1 week has been very good. So we are very optimistic that the festive season will bring in a lot of cheers to the customers, to the auto OEMs, and of course to the country's economy as well.
Both India and China are becoming the key manufacturing hubs for the automotive industry on a global scale. In this paradigm, how does Hyundai see India's role as a global automotive hub?
Yes, the Hyundai Motor Group, HMG, is the third largest OEM globally, and the HMC has the great access to the overseas sales network across more than 190 countries. So HMI, we are positioning HMI as a production hub for emerging market in the Middle East, Africa, and South Asia, and Central and South America. Our product line is very suitable for emerging markets. So we are manufacturing and exporting to more than 80 countries. We have a good model mix for domestic and export. These give us not only profit, but also some natural hedge for market fluctuations.
We've seen the contribution of CNG sales, that's for passenger vehicles, that's risen like over 11% year on year in 2024. How do you see the fuel mix for passenger vehicles evolving in the coming years, and especially with the focus on EVs now?
So if you see Hyundai, the advantage which Hyundai Motor India enjoys is that we have access to all powertrain mixes because of the strength of our parent HMC. So, we believe in giving customers choice. So at the entry level, we give the customers choice of petrol and CNG. For example, Exter, Nios, and Aura. In fact, in Aura, the CNG penetration is more than 80%. close to 85%. In NIOS, it was about 17%. In Exter, it was about 17%. After the introduction of dual CNG, it has now become 22-23%. Overall, CNG is contributing more than 12-13% to our sales. In the mid SUV segment and the SUV segment, of course, we give the customer choice of petrol and diesel. And of course, in the Verna segment, petrol and turbo. And of course, then we have EVs as well. So I think this kind of technology agnosticity helps us to really give the customers different choices. Also in India, different geographies behave differently. For example, like you mentioned about CNG. In Maharashtra and Uttar Pradesh, CNG is very popular. In Telangana, diesel is very popular. In Delhi, petrol is very popular. So I think having the various powertrains helps us to really target all the states well and satisfy the desires of all the customers across the country.
There comes a time when your heart calls for you to arise. Plant your feet solid into the ground. Decide your own limits. And then break right through them. Become something more. It's my time to rise.